Welcome to Academic Gain Tutorials. In this video, we will look into the differences between assets and liabilities. The economic value of an item which is possessed by the enterprise is referred to as assets. To put it in other words, assets are those items that can be transformed into cash or that generates income for the enterprise shortly. It is useful in paying any expenses of the business entity or debt. On the other hand, the economic value of an obligation or debt that is payable by the enterprise to other establishment or individual is referred to liability. To put it in other words, liabilities are the obligations that are arising out of previous transactions, which is payable by the enterprise through the assets possessed by the enterprise. So, let's look into the basic differences between assets and liabilities in a tabular form. Difference number 1. Assets are items possessed by a business that will provide future benefits, whereas liabilities are items that are obligations for a business. Number 2. Assets are depreciable in nature, whereas liabilities are non-depreciable in nature. Number 3. The formula used for assets is assets equals to liabilities plus shareholders' equity, whereas for liabilities, it is liabilities equals to assets minus shareholders' equity. Number 4. Assets are responsible for the generation of cash flow for a business, whereas liabilities are responsible for the outflow of cash from a business. Number 5. The different types of assets are tangible, intangible, current, and non-current, whereas the different types of liabilities are long-term, non-current, and current. Number 6. Examples of assets include cash, accounts receivable, goodwill, investments, and buildings, whereas examples of liabilities include accounts payable, interest payable, and deferred revenue. Number 7. Assets are owned by the business or individual, whereas liabilities are owed to other establishments or individuals. Number 8. Assets can be converted into cash or generate income, whereas liabilities must be paid using assets. Number 9. Assets are recorded on the asset side of the balance sheet, whereas liabilities are recorded on the liability side of the balance sheet. And finally, difference number 10, assets represent resources and economic benefits, whereas liabilities represent obligations and economic burdens. So, these are the differences between assets and liabilities. If this lecture was helpful, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. Thank you.